Hey, it's Mr. Johns. Welcome to this Lego build in which I go over the Alpine Lodge. This is a Winter Village collection build that came out in 2003. So here we're looking at the box before I opened it up, and I was curious about the batteries included. That's not a common thing in all Lego builds for sure. And I'm coming off of building mostly modulars, and so this is kind of a different type of build, but I was excited to discover this line I didn't even know existed. So it's just yet another line of Lego that I'm excited to collect and build. And I already have an idea in my Lego layout, a second tier of white shelving with a Christmas train or two circling with all of the Winter Village buildings and other mountain structures up above. So I'm pretty excited about that. This is the first one that I'll be building. Uh, 10, 10,325 is the 10325 is the product number. 1,517 pieces. And when you open the box, you are faced with a small, I think there were 10 bags of pieces, one small sticker sheet, very small sticker sheet, and the official Lego instruction booklet, which looks like this when you open it up. And it kind of shows you what the bags go, what each bag will build. So you look over here, you notice I'm going to start with bag 3 instead of 1. So I'm going to come back to 1 later. So I'm going to go 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 to build the lodge. And then the accessories are bags 1 and 2. So first thing we do is we build the little shopkeeper, the innkeeper, I suppose, since it's the Alpine Lodge. And we'll start with the base here. So a lot of flipping over top and then bottom to give it structural strength. So nothing unusual about this, but it's very typical, tried and true Lego construction techniques. And then starting to build the wall. And I haven't done a lot of snow in Lego, so pretty excited to have that feature for sure. So here's the innkeeper again, just standing at his doorway to what will become the entire lodge. So part of the fun of building Lego, of course, is exploring and discovering as you build. I always try not to look too much into what it's going to look like or what's going to be on the inside. I like to discover that as I build it. So I'm like, oh, this is the kitchen. Oh, this is a apartment building, or oh, this is a fireplace. So I love that aspect of building. And over here on the left side, this looks like it's going to be a fireplace. And so we have some clear orange pieces on top of some brown and a few round log pieces as well. So I know that's going to be the beginning of a fireplace. And sure enough, follow that up with some clear orange flame pieces on top of that, which is interesting. And now I have to also think I add lighting to all of my builds. And so I use a company called Light Tailing. And I've used 3 or 4 different companies. This so far has been my favorite, lighttailing.com. So as I'm building, I'm having to decide now, do I want to add the lights as I go? Because that's my preference. But I usually do that with modulars because modulars are huge, a lot more pieces. And I don't want to have to take it all back apart again. So at this point, I'm not really sure how I'm going to do it. So we start to see some detail on the front with the shutters over the window and the Christmas holly look with the green leaves and the red flowers, and then some brown awning pieces over the green door. So loving that. A little snow shovel on the left side of the building next to a trash can. And then here we have some logs that are stacked, and it's cool that there's a little hinged cover um, piece that has snow on the top. And then on the front porch there, you've got a log uh, it's a little blurry in the picture, but a big log with a small log on top of it, apparently for chopping with an axe behind it on the edge on the side of the lodge, for chopping kindling. And so here's what it looks like. Better focus, and with that hinged um, top covering, almost like it's not really like a wood storage structure. It's almost like they just threw a board over the top of the wood and then it snowed. And I like how there's even that angled piece right here that shows that the snow is kind of slipping off the edge. Little details that Lego is known for. And here we're making the lodge coffee maker, espresso with some flavoring. Looks like maybe some sprinkles for the donuts there, which is really cool. So we put that in place underneath the window next to the fireplace, and also the detail around the fireplace with, again, more holly, Christmas season holly around the top of the fireplace. And that's kind of what it starts to look like down in the lobby of the lodge. You've got the nice cozy fireplace. You got a seating area where we have a visitor who just arrived with luggage, but didn't even want to wait long enough um, to grab a cup of coffee. So just grabbed coffee and a donut and sat down just to relax and enjoy the warmth from the fireplace. And then the innkeeper over there, he's got to sign in as guests come in, and they sign that guest log on their way up to their room. And this is starting to build the second floor with some covering, kind of an awning over the top of the windows, which gives it structure for the roof. Here we see the skier who's a little bit unsure of himself on the left, and then the window goes up on the second floor. And at this point, I don't know what the room is going to be, and that's again part of the fun as I build it. So the log, I think this is the first time I've built a log structure. So these half kind of brownish orange pieces work great, alternating back and forth to give it that log look. And then inside that window, there's a cozy little bed with a blue comforter and artwork on the wall. And then it looks like he's going to get his own little balcony off the room. So there's the door that goes out. And then we've added some curtains and some green, I don't know if those would be, probably not flowers, some kind of green tags or decorations to the curtains. Now here is the fireplace, and it has this plunger that goes down. And this is where the battery comes in place. So a couple little watch batteries that should last a long time. And when you press that down, the fireplace glows. So here you can see I have pushed it down with my left hand as I'm taking a picture with my right hand, and it has in the fireplace chimney. There's an orange light that shines down on all of those clear orange pieces, giving it that nice glow, which is pretty cool. So backing off again, we see the second floor, and so we really have two beds, red carpets each, and some end tables with some candles glowing, and a wreath hanging on the fireplace on the left side of the room. And then the roof goes up here, so now we're going up another floor. Flip it around, and we see the front of that second floor, and we've added a little birdhouse on the outside of the logs, and starting to add some brackets, some braces to the roof, which is going to give us this really cool pyramid-shaped dark brown color to the roof. And here is the almost finished fireplace. And so to hide that little red button or a little lever to press to light up the fireplace, now you can press on the top of the fireplace itself, and the whole thing goes down about 1/4 of an inch to light it up. And here's what I'm doing right there. You can see down below, not lit and then lit. So it sends that light all the way down to the fireplace, which is just a cool touch. So, and that's what it looks like finished, topped off with some snow. around the chimney trim there. And then way up top, we've got someone on the third floor with a candle and a blue bed. And we're opening up bag number 10, the last bag in um, in the build for the main building. And here I've added a railing and some snow footprints outside that second floor room. Little squirrel sitting on the edge, hoping to find a crumb or two. And then above that bed on the third floor, we've got some Christmas trim, but also those blue pegs are going to give the roof a hinged option. This is probably for playability, so you can get into the top floor. And one thing that's unique about this build versus the modulars that I usually build, you can't get inside the modulars once you build them unless you actually remove, and they're made for that. You can remove the floors, but you have to pick up each floor to get into um, to access if you're playing. If you're going to play with the characters, which I don't, but for younger kids who play with the Legos, that's what they would do. Here, I'm building these hinged rooftops, and I mean, I'm talking hinged. Look at this thing; it pivots all the way up. That gives you access to inside of the room. There's one on both sides. Here's the second one, and it just flips over and snaps down. And it's not super rigid. It's really easy just to pick up and rotate. So you can access that. And then the obvious difference between this and a modular is the backside doesn't have a back. Like it's like a Barbie house. You can access the floors to play. So you really don't need to lift the roof because you can access it all from the back. So now I'm doing the first two bags, bag 1 and 2, and these are the things I'm going to build. I'm going to build an ice skating rink, an outhouse, and a snowmobile. So here's the snowmobile rider. We'll do that first. And then the Christmas tree can go here, or it can go on the snowmobile trailer. And because this is the back of the building, I probably, you can't see this stuff, especially where it's going to be in my layout. It's going to be up high. So we're only going to see the front of the buildings. So any of the details are going to be lost on the inside. So I'm going to move as much as I can out front. So here's the snowmobile being built and what it looks like when it's done. Stickers. So we've got stickers that are artwork, stickers that go on the sign that says 2 Pines Inn, just like that. A little outhouse here, toilet with toilet paper, which is great. And then it has its own tree covered in snow off to the side. So pretty much that's the finished deal here, except for the ice skating rink. So I'm going to go ahead and do that real quick. And it has kind of some kind of frosted plastic that makes it look shimmery, shiny like ice, which is a nice touch. And then some curved pieces on the outside just to give it, better than this, better than square, just to give it like it's been cleared away with a snow shovel. Cute little bridge with some chains that go out. Like this is a pond during the warmer months. And then here I'm adding the lights. And I'm not super concerned about hiding the wires. There is a technique to do that. And the light telling instructions are excellent. They give you pictures exactly what to take apart and where to hide all the wires. And if you follow all the directions, you can get it so you could almost not see any of the wires. I'm just not that worried about it too much. This is the first time that I've seen these little LED lights being used. And so typically they're little light bulbs. And there probably are LED light bulbs, but these are more like a digital light, which is quite interesting, as is the one up here. They're going to more of these little electronic lights instead of actual bulbs. But typically what I see here is they're little yellow. They look like Legos, but they have a light inside of them, and they will replace your yellow Lego with the lighted yellow Lego. But in this case, I'm not sure I love this. We'll see how it looks when I turn it on. But this light goes behind the light and shines through it. But that also means you're probably going to see some of this. And look at all this extra lighting. Wiring. Instead of just one wire, it takes quite a bit of wire to make these things work. So um, the jury's out right now on that. But here I am doing my best to kind of hide the wire um, and wrap it around so you don't see it. And here's what it looks like lit up. So you can see the shimmer off the ice rink. And I have actually taken some super glue and I've glued. That skater has ice skates on, Lego ice skates. If you look carefully, you can see just a little clear drop of super glue right underneath of his skates. That's going to keep him from tipping over. And I've also glued the puck down. There's no reason to have stuff falling over when it's up on a shelf. And for me, having to constantly fix all the people. So a lot of my little things are glued down because this is meant to be a display, not a play piece necessarily. So another view here. I like um, the red lights on the Two Pines Inn sign. And now, what do we think about the yellow lights behind the lights by the door? Um, you can tell they're not in the light, and they're very bright. So I don't like it. It's not as good as the traditional method. I mean, you look at these red lights over here where the lights are inside those red Legos. It has a better look than this where it's behind. At least it's glowing. It's not terrible, but at least it's glowing. So here's a little close up top. So that person has now moved. She still has her cup of coffee, but she's moved up to her room and she's sitting on the porch with the squirrel. And close up of the shopkeeper, innkeeper, close up of the sign. Did the best job I could to hide those wires. And then here's the backside. You can see there's no wall. And so I even have a light just kind of hanging there. I wasn't even really sure where that went and didn't bother to look it up in the instructions. It's just hanging there. I may stick it to someplace, but I'm not going to see that. It's very well lit, as you can see. Those lights really do a good job. Um, so if you were playing with this and you were rotating it to play with people, and it'd be really nicely lit up. But what I want is it to shine through the windows like this. And this is my last shot here of the whole finished thing. Although the ice rink is a little bit out of shot, but you can see how it looks. A little bit tangled up top here with these lights. I didn't do such a great job, and a little bit wrapped around. But I think from a distance, it's going to still look merry and shiny. One thing about Christmas lights is sometimes the wires do stick. You do see some of the wires, but I did go back through later and I glued this little tab here up so it wasn't hanging down. And I taped this wire here straight down against the house, against the building. So there you have it, Alpine Lodge 2023 Christmas Village Lego collection. So I hope to be doing many more of these and then showing you some pictures of the installation of the Winter Village up top in my Lego shed out back. So thanks for joining me today. I'll catch you next time. For now, though, Mr. Johns is out.